Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Farisa Rahmania, and for the midterm task on second language acquisition, I want to explain about the material that I understand the most. And then the material is effect of age and personality. Let's start with the effect of personality first. There are four aspect. The first one is self-confidence, the second one is empathy, the third one is analytical tendencies, and then the last one is personality and monitoring user. We go to the first is self-confidence. Confidence determines on how the learner will success in acquiring the second language. Someone with good self-confidence will not be afraid of failure, and in other words, they will not be afraid of rejection. And this character is very good if applied in learning second language. And then the second one is empathy. Learning a new language requires us to be listening carefully and more concerned about the communication than avoiding the speaker's mistake, which is very important for new learners to acquiring new language, because we can't learning from everyone else. And then the number 3 is analytical tendencies. Field independence and then field dependence determines on how the learner will success in learning second language. Field independence may be related to conscious learning, such as I want to learn new recipe for my cooking hobbies, and then I learned that by using English. And then field dependence is related to subconscious learning, such as we come to the class, we taking notes while we are learning second language, and etc. And then the last part of effect of personality is personality and monitor use. This is as simple as the more self-confident the learner is, the less they will rely on their monitor. And then there are 3 types of the monitor user. The first one is over user, the second one is under user, and then the last one is optimal user. And then we're gonna move to the part of effect of age. Children acquisition of second language is better compared to adults. This statement is not totally 100% true, because there are several factors that can influence the ability of children and also adults in acquiring second language. And then the first one is proficiency and age of arrival. In this part, explaining the pronunciation, which is children is better when it comes to pronunciation, because children is more easily to learn pronunciation part than a grammar part when it comes to learning second language. Almost everyone learns the sound pattern of a language perfectly as a child, and yet almost no one can learn the sound pattern of a language perfectly as an adult. So about the grammar part, there are only slight differences about the ability of children and adults when they are learning grammar in second language. This is not about the age of the learner but the duration of the learner when they are learning English, because the younger someone learns, the better understanding they will gain in second language. And then the second part of effect of age is rate of acquisition. The evidence indicates that children are more successful in learning second language compared to adult, but not always faster than adult, because adults seem faster when it comes to this early stage of learning second language. And then the last part of effect of age is sources of age differences. The first one is biological factor, whether the brain of children and adults are fundamentally different or not. And then the second is cognitive factors, which is explaining about the ability of their brains to absorb, to learn new materials of second language. And then the third one is affective factors that are related to emotional factors like motivation, anxiety, and then attitude. That's the example of affective factors. Then the last one is differences in language environment. This part is explaining about the children and then the adults' abilities, which the children can understand the concrete material, the concrete things, such as here and now situation. The children only understand the concrete materials, and then the adults, they can understand the abstract materials, not just here and now situation, but future, present, and the past situation. So the adults can learn an abstract material, an abstract thing. I want to add one factor for succeeding in secondary language learning from this journal that I understand the most is about demographic factors that explain about the learners. If they want to acquiring the second language, they have to be isolated from L1 speaker and avoid using L1. This situation might be related when we are in other countries, which is Indonesian is not their national language, not their first language, but English is their first language. So if we go there, we live there, we automatically using English as our communication tool. We use it every day, and subconsciously we can acquire second language, which is English. And that's all from me, and thank you.